studying him is I learned that the nigga is a winner, bro.
Yeah, like that's what it boils down to, right?
The nigga is a fucking winner. And the way he wins is so thoughtful and so strategic.
And that's the part of it I'm talking about. It's like we're so we're so wrapped up in he shouldn't be this or he shouldn't be running for president or he shouldn't be president because of this or that. But it's just like I hear you, but like let's actually look at the bigger picture here because again, like he's showing the world how to win.
He's showing the world how to fucking win, bro.
And I don't think people really understand that.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Like they're not seeing because again, you think about. And like I said, I'm not talking about no political ideology at this point. I'm talking purely mindset. So it's like, again, the paradigm in which Trump is operating from is that of reinvention in that, again, the focus is what's next. We don't get tripped up on what happened because, again, life doesn't work out the way it should. Life doesn't work out the way it shouldn't. Life works out the way it does. So whatever does happen, what's next?
And are you going to win?
Yeah, and no, it's not. I'm going to win.
And what's next? Because I'm gonna win.
Yeah, yes, and that's the part of it I don't think people are understanding
and
right
that
now.
Go back to Terrence Howard. Even when I lose, I win. Because there's a chance I could have won, but I still won. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
Look at me like you don't know.
No, I've been on the Terrence. I mean, everybody thinks he's loony.
No, you're looking at me. You're looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about.
You talking about the one he was on the interview?
No, I'm not.
I'm
talking about Get Rich or Die Trying. You in the back? I could be right.
I don't remember that scene.
I'm wrong, but I could.
I don't remember that scene. I thought you was talking about one.
I do. Black card?
No, I remember him saying that something similar on one of the interviews I heard him say it recently.
Because he was probably quoting his character from Get Rich or Die Trying.
There it is. That's probably most likely what happened.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, of course.
But
I just don't remember that scene off the top of my head.
That's one of the.
I don't remember that scene. I remember the scene Majestic. I remember the nigga when the nigga was making the beats. They rolled the nigga up into the fucking in the wheelchair.
When I got my braids, my barber said that I look like Majestic. Fuck D Isaac, man. Fuck you, D Isaac. Fuck you, D Isaac. Hey, listen, man. God Talk Live, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. What's the deal, man? Listen, I be really sparing y'all. But my nigga is really the fucking president, my nigga. Like, my nigga's the president. A millionaire gave me this sign, like a millionaire. Listen, my nigga Dane Diesel said, hey, he taught niggas, he's teaching the country, he's teaching America how to win. This man, and again, it started with me getting laid off. And I read a book, Art of Making a Deal. I was like, okay, this guy is good. He's a winner, Art of Making a Deal. I love how he thinks. But it didn't resonate with my spirit and where I was currently. And then I read Never Give Up. And I heard Donald Trump deals go bad. People try to attack him. He don't do stuff the right way. And then he still win. And that shit taught me, no weapon formed against me gonna prosper. We win, we win, we win, we win, we win. Bro, we've been on fire ever since, my nigga. Like, was losing the only hip-hop show a L? Yes, bro. That shit hurted my heart when I had to walk away, bro. For real. But I just didn't feel like my ideas were being appreciated and implemented the way they could be and should be. But I had to step away. And then I won God Talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? I got to win. What's next? I'm going to win. What's next? What's next? Just like you said. So that's fire. So once you know, like, nigga, L's really don't exist. Ain't no should. What you say?
It's no should. Yeah, it's no should. Once you, because to your point, once you, as I've learned, you know, once you have to decide to win, just like you decide to lose.
Oh, that was fire.
You know what I mean? And think about it, because
Not speaking sports here, guys, because you can
previously, like for example, like going back to art, for 30 years, I just told myself, like I said, I didn't give myself the ability to write a line because of the shoulds, the excuses, the supposed tos, the things that I fabricated as to why I couldn't do it. So in a sense, I had made a decision not to win in art.
You made a decision.
It was a conscious, like again, binary 1 and 0 decision, like yes, no, like I made a conscious decision. And so when I look at just the current political landscape, and it's just crazy to me how people aren't really just looking at this objectively. Just removing the subjectivity of it, like not being influenced by your own personal opinions and feelings about the situation, but just looking at it objectively and understanding what's happening and like what you're witnessing. Like that's been the phenomenal part, the fascinating part to me, how it's just going over people's head. Because in most people's mind, there's no way he could have won based upon his current jacket now, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. But again, looking at it objectively, I was just always just like, because in my mind, overall, when it comes to politics, whether you're Republican or Democrat, one is the wolf and one is the fox. You know what I mean?
Did you vote?
Yeah, of course. Of course not. I don't.
Whoa!
Oh, hell no!
I voted for myself.
Okay.
And people was like, it's a waste to vote, but again, it's my right to vote. So it is what it is. But overall, like you said,
If we would have lost, and it ain't no Louis, if we would have lost, I would have had a problem. I would have had a problem with you putting your name on the shit. But since we won, hey, no weapon formed against us.
but all in all, overall, it's just understanding like what are you observing? You know what I mean? And in my mind, I saw someone who made a decision to win and didn't get caught up by the shoulds of the paradigm that most people operate from. Because again, most people would, I got this bad jacket, I got all this hate, all this drama, and most people would have stopped, or they would have gave up, or they would have, in political terms, they would have conceded. But to see this happen based upon, like you said, the art of the deal, never give up. Because remember, before he got into the political screen, he was big
Why
in hip
you should
hop.
be rich.
Yeah, he was big in hip
Like a
hop.
billionaire, big.
Like everybody was quoting him. Everybody wanted to be like Donald Trump.
Like Donald Trump.
Literally, everybody wanted to be like
Everybody.
Donald Trump.
He set the standard, nigga, of fly shit. Nigga.
He was the apprentice.
He was the everything I do, I win. Saturday Night Live, best fucking episode ever, nigga.
So it was just it's just interesting seeing how the sentiment toward him changed once he did start running for president.
He's a winner.
But that's what I've come to learn about him myself, is that at the end of the day, the man is just simply a winner, bro.
And I'm going to give you this 3-page thing where we stopped on 13. Remember, all of Trump's presidential accomplishments, everything that he did, I would love to share that with you. You could read it and whatever. A millionaire gave me that. But let me just tell y'all something, because this is for me and for everybody. And then, because you also said something about decisions, I just want to say this before. Small decisions repeated consistently shape our identities more than short bursts of motivation. All right, now let's hit this real quick. Pause. Listen. For whoever's in this situation, Man of Fury, please go buy the book. Now, when Trump was running the first time, Trump had people around him. Of course, he had no political experience.
Yeah.
Neither did his team. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing, and nobody truly believed. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Ivanka for believing in me. Shout out to me for believing in my wife and then really believing in me, because I'm going to win. Everybody, when it was crunch time, everybody quit. Not only did they quit, Trump lost all the money. All the campaign funds, gone. A homie of Trump, once again, and if you study Trump, you will understand that sometimes things go down, pause, and then you gotta wait for a miracle. For anybody waiting on a miracle, listen, his team quit on him. They ran out of campaign funds. The nigga said, hey, I'm not putting up my money.
No.
hey, because the world is against me, CNN is against me. They want me to. I'm not putting up my money. I can't do it. His homie came out the blue with 10 mil here. Solely because he saw this man believing in himself. What am I saying? Why am I talking about Trump? All I'm saying is when you believe in yourself to a certain extent, the resources, the miracles will come out of nowhere from your homie's homie, from your homie's homie, your baby mama, from somewhere you just went, you just met somebody, some opportunity that you took for granted, from some small show you just did with 8 people in the fucking room. Your opportunity is right there. All you got to do is believe in yourself enough to be there.
Yes.
I don't have no experience, but I'm here.
And that's what I think made that first run beautiful to me was, again, no experience, no credibility, well, he had notoriety, but again, in most people's mind, he shouldn't be running because he, like I say, he's not qualified. Yes. He doesn't have the experience, all these shoulds. But again, when you're out, she calls it the universal human paradigm, which is, again, life should be a certain way or life shouldn't be a certain way. And if it isn't a certain way, then somebody's to blame for why it's not working out the way it's supposed to be. But again, that's getting caught up in the blame game, and there's no progress made. So again, as we see with his first run, again, I have no experience, I have no credibility, but I believe in myself because that's what people want to see. I believe in myself, and I'm talking about like I believe in myself, and so that's the message and energy.
It sounds like confidence, there. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like that. But that's the energy that he was putting out there. And I remember I saw a video once that talked about how somebody at once upon a time they did like a survey on all the presidential debates. Mm-hmm. It was about body language. And what they found was that the candidate that produced the most energy is the one that typically won the election. The one that had the most positive, confident, affirmative body language, that was the candidate that typically won the election because that was people. It was like the example they gave was I think Nixon, whoever he lost to that first time. Was it Kennedy? I think that he lost to, but because Kennedy was visibly flustered, he was sweating, he was nervous, and all that stuff. Because of, like you said, and we just saw it again with Biden, like because he didn't look like he was the president. You know what I mean? He didn't look like he was the president. People couldn't feel confident in this image of quote unquote the president, so he had to be removed. And so in that case back then, Nixon lost that first round because he didn't look presidential, whereas Kennedy looked presidential. He was viral, he was vibrant, you know what I mean? He was positive, he was confident, he was affirmative, he was assertive.
Some of you niggas is losing solely because you ain't thinking about what you putting on in the morning. I'm gonna just put it out there. Just because you taking fashion lightly, nigga, you lost.
Yep.
Just saying.
So, again, like your fashion, and that's the area of improving for me personally. But it's like, yeah, like all that stuff really does matter when it comes to communicating to the masses, and these little details are significant when it comes to deciding who's going to be the president. So as we saw in this last campaign, when Biden started not looking presidential on camera, they got him up out of there. And then when it came to Trump and Harris, it was more so from my point of view. Again, Trump just was more vibrant. He was more aggressive, regardless of what he was saying. You know what I mean? Because that's what people gotta understand. It's not necessarily like the message matters, but it's more so like the image you're projecting. Like that's what matters most in those instances. Because again, you could say both candidates, didn't answer questions.
Watch out.
Watch out. They didn't.
Are you talking about Reagan or something?
No, I'm just saying like overall, just
don't speak about my man.
The typical analysis of a debate is going to be, they didn't really answer questions.
Oh, okay.
Or they didn't, they asked him about this, but he started talking about that, or she started talking about that. Like, irregardless of that banter in a sense, it's all about, like you said, that image of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Is it presidential? Like, that's what the people are looking at.
Say it with your chest.
You know what I mean? And so for us, you know, on a practical level, like you just said, how we dress, you know, how we the language that we use, the words that we use to describe ourselves and the world around us, all that factors into, you know, how people will, in a sense, you know, react or interact, I should say, with us. And so you can craft that interaction in a sense, or you can craft how your relationships will be with people based upon, again, your being, what you have decided to be. You know what I mean? Like, not what you're doing, but again, what you have decided to be. So again, going back to politics, Trump, he decided to be a winner. You know, he decided to be that no matter what. And so now that he, you know, so no matter what happens in his mind, it's just what's next. And it's literally that simple.
Right now.
What's next?
You're on fire. You've been on fire since you was on the bike outside, nigga, doing your cardio, whatever you was fucking doing. You're on fire.
You know, just off the top, man, we just looking at it objectively, and you know, I wish more people could enter, you know, like that point of view, because as I've learned, and as I've, you know, one of my partners will, and as we were actually talking about recently, you know, moving away from the paradigm of should to more reinvention, where we're talking about next, what's next. When you're thinking from the perspective of what's next, again, you will begin to see yourself, like I said, putting it together. You know what I mean?
All right, let's address. Can I say something? Close your ears. Close your ears. I like High Dane way better.
You know, you gotta just go at it, man. You gotta go at it, bro.
All right, because he passed on the blunt earlier, y'all. Y'all didn't see it. Nigga just like, but I fucking respect that. So listen, you said a few things here. God, please help me unpack them all. I should have wrote them down. 1, 80% of communication is nonverbal.
Yes.
That means body language.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand the ability to master body language until I started studying our president.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, our president sounds a lot easier than Trump. So I'm going to start saying our president instead of Trump, I think. And when I studied him, I learned he was a master. And then I went down the rabbit hole of how he uses it. How he uses his masterful body language.
Yeah.
And he's an expert.
Mm-hmm.
So when you bring that to the table and you say the debates are mostly won or not, I'm not going to say that and I don't want to misquote you, but paraphrasing, you said your body language is a huge component of your debating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't surprise me because I know this nigga he 9 times out of 10, he will win the unspoken body language match.
Yeah.
Like he'll make you extend your hand longer to shake your hand. And once you extend, he'll bring you in. And I forgot what I was watching. I don't know if it was a UFC or something. I think he was walking with Joe Rogan or something. But one of the masterful body language keys to win a body language thing is the back on the hand guiding.
Yeah.
And he used that.
Like power, dominance. Yeah.
I've seen this nigga use that to some of the world leaders without them not even knowing it's going on.
Exactly.
And it's them little trinkets of life, those little secrets, again, that we spoke about while you were gone. Just those little secrets to have that little advantage.
Mm-hmm. That is the advantage. That is the edge. Like, as you said, 80% of communication is nonverbal. So that means the majority at the end of the day. So the majority is just what we're seeing on TV. Because, again, think about it. The average person, let's just say, you walking through Times Square in New York, you walking through Times Square, you see it on TV, you're not necessarily hearing what's happening, but you seeing what's happening.
Whoa, you flipped that. You flipped that. Paul, that was great. That was fire.
I mean, you see what's happening.
It's music. It barely, but in Times Square, you don't even hear the music. You're just seeing their body language.
Exactly.
Fire.
Yeah.
That was fire, bro.
So that's why, again, like it matters, and again, if you get caught up in the subjectivity of it, where again you're being influenced by your own opinions about it, or your own shoulds about it, your all that stuff, then you're losing sight of what's actually happening, the bigger picture, as they say. You know what I mean? And so that's one of the things I've been, in the lab disciplining myself over the last few years, is really striving to be objective and really striving just to look at, like you said, look at life for what it does, not for what I think it should be or what it shouldn't be. And then no matter what happens, just what's next.
That hit different.
What's next?
That hit different because and you keep throwing a word around, and I looked it up on a dictionary. I would love to kind of go down the rabbit hole about that word.
Let's do it.
But let's do that. So you've been saying paradigm a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have that word pulled up in the original Webster dictionary. Paradigm, an example, a model, a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, an example of a conjugation or declination. What? Showing a word in its all different forms of infliction. Illustration, as a parable or a fable. Science, a theory providing a unifying explanation for a set phenomena in the field, which serves to suggest methods to test the theory and develop a fuller understanding of the topic, and which is considered useful until it is replaced by a newer theory providing more accurate explanations for a wider range phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand.
So
What is a paradigm?
you've already described a paradigm, and you described it as the whisper. You described it as the whisper. I heard you say that earlier, and I meant to comment on it then, but like that's what our paradigm is. Like that's where it comes from. It's the whisper.
Systematic arrangements of all the inflicted forms of a word. It's the whisper?
So it's the whisper in that there's all, like when human beings are born into this world, this place we call Earth, there's always there's already a conversation happening. There's already this always listening. And you just described it as the whisper. I'm gonna start describing it as the whisper, FYI. But it's the whisper, and again, this is a conversation that's already happening. It's always been happening, and so when we're born, we are all born into these conversations that are already happening, because as we said, word language, it creates some sort of being. I can be bad, I can be good, I can be strong, I can be weak. I can be right. I can be. So there's all these beings that we can be. You know what I mean? And so that whisper is telling us when we're thinking to ourselves that it represents that conversation that's already been listening since the beginning of time. That's where the shoulds come from. That's what the universal paradigm is. And so, in order for you to break free from that, you have to be conscious that that's what's happening. That's what the quote unquote whisper is. It's a collection of conversations. Because think about it, when you're born,
A collective
conversations that have always already been here, that people are trying to, or the ego in a sense is trying to maintain. Because again, we believe it is right, or we believe it is wrong.
Like I said, my obligation to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Great would be the paradigm.
Great.
Obligation would be the paradigm. It's like those words.
But again, that's you being something, being great. I'm going to be great. I'm obligated to be great. Like that's the you want. So you want to operate through the paradigm of greatness, and that's your reinvention paradigm. Is greatness.
Because greatness has been here before. So when you're reading, and just flow with me, when you're reading and you're studying these people who've been in this paradigm to the point they've almost kind of created the paradigm, you're mid paradigm because you're learning from the paradigm of greatness.
In a sense,
does that make sense?
I mean, in a sense, yes. In that, again, it's we have references of again what. So we'll use an example. So basketball. So right now we'll say, as of right now, they're saying LeBron is the paradigm of greatness for basketball. For example, we're just using that as an example. But LeBron is the greatest. So
I don't like what you did there, but go ahead.
So if we're operating through the paradigm of LeBron is the greatest, then that means that other people moving forward are going to be trying to replicate LeBron's greatness. But in order for them to reinvent greatness, they need to define what greatness means to them, and then be that and be a representation of that conversation in the field.
That was fire.
So it's about, like you said, it's about reinvention, not based upon the past and what's already been done, but based upon some future state that you're creating.
So in my head, while you're talking, while you're speaking, like I'm seeing like, oh Lord, have mercy. Oh. So I'm seeing like, to describe it, thank you, Kanye, ultralight beams.
Okay.
And those beams are paradigms. And you just jump into the beam, you jump into that paradigm to get the game, study as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could go to another beam, and then another beam, until you get strong enough to become a beam.
Exactly. 100%.
So the paradigm is all, but not just LeBron's greatness. Everybody's greatness you have to consider.
Well, again, naturally we're going to if a basketball player decides he or she wants to be great, then their first initial thought, or that first what next, is going to be, okay, well, let me see, like I said, what's the current model of greatness?
I gotta get in the paradigm.
Like I said, what's the current paradigm or pattern of greatness?
I gotta go jump it.
Right. Yeah. I gotta jump into it.
I love learning, bro. I love learning.
I gotta jump into that, and like you said, I gotta absorb because so again, if it's basketball, then it's like, okay, it's LeBron, so he is who he is. But in order to quote unquote become greater, or to redefine greatness or reinvent greatness, you're gonna have to, like you said, do something.
What did he do? What were the circumstances, the course of events, to make him unlock what he unlocked, so I can unlock what I want to unlock?
So I'll give you a visual example. So for example, if greatness to LeBron was being a nail and hammering everything he sees in front of him, then to reinvent that, you will have to be a sledgehammer that just knocks through the floor.
Yes. You got to take... That was fire. You got to take it up a notch.
Got to take it up a notch, right? But again, when we're watching this basketball player on the basketball court, we won't be watching... Yes, we're watching them shoot the ball. Yes, we're watching them play defense. Yes, we're watching them running. But what's really happening is
you're talking to me. Oh!
What we're really watching is an expression of the conversation of them being a sledgehammer that busts through anything it swings through, as opposed to LeBron being a hammer that nails anything down to the floor. You a sledgehammer that knocks through anything you swing at. So that's the conversation we will be seeing on the. So we see this player averaging 47, 37 a game. But what we're really seeing is his expression or her expression of being a sledgehammer that knocks down anything it swings at.
And what I was thinking as well, not only are you watching LeBron, for example,
Mm-hmm.
but you are watching Magic, you are watching Jordan, you are watching Kobe. If he did his due diligence, which I believe he has, spending in the paradigm, pre him becoming his own, you know what I'm saying? Which I do believe he had, because what I do learn about Donald Trump, about Jesus Christ, about myself, the most impactful people, these people that have their own paradigm, the people that carried the paradigm, the people that continued the paradigm, the people that strengthened the paradigm, they were at one point in time the best students of the paradigm, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you got to spend time in the dime.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do it.
So another way of looking at it is, maybe Kareem saw himself as a bazooka that could hit anything he set his eyes on.
Mm-hmm.
But Jordan saw himself as a nuclear weapon that's just a weapon of mass destruction. So I'm just killing everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely understand the improvement. It continues to speak to me like, and for lack of vocabulary, but to paint the picture, it's like, yeah, we're watching Jordan, but that's the spirit of Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
It lives on.
Mm-hmm.
The paradigm lives on. The paradigm never dies.
Because, like you said, he has to go to the lab, or he had to step into the Dr. J beam.
I had to step into the beam
to soak up, or to be enriched by his style of play, what he was doing, what was great to him at that point in his life. But in order for him to have become the greatness of Jordan, like you said, so he's looking at Dr. J and saying, like, again, like, oh, that's a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
That's pistol. I gotta be a sniper rifle. You know what I mean? Like,
is it the weed or is it the exact?
I gotta be like you said. In order to be. I gotta be that.
Yeah.
In order to be better, I have to be better. You know what I mean? So I can't be the same. I can't be a pistol. I can't go from being a 9mm to a 45.
Amen.
Because it's plenty of 9s and 4s out there, 45s out there. Now, if I want to do something different, or if I want my greatness to have a different impact, I gotta be something greater. So like I said, I gotta be that sniper rifle. You feel me? Like, I gotta be that big boy. So when it comes to practically speaking, now going back to the people. Again, you have to, like I said before, there's a difference between change and transformation. There's a big distinction, and that distinction is, changing. Changing is, what you do in a sense, whereas a transformation is, what you're being. So again, like I said before, we'll use a basic example that's kind of like contextually relevant to everybody, but religion. So you can be a saint or you can be a sinner. Now, you can be a sinner who decides to change some things in their life, quote unquote. I'm gonna go to church on Sundays and Bible study on Wednesdays. You can make those changes in your lifestyle, but if you're still being a sinner and doing what quote unquote sinners do, then
you haven't made the transformation.
You haven't made the transformation into being a saint. It isn't until you change your being that the transformation has occurred. So a lot of times people will say, like, "Oh, I'm just trying to make some changes in my life," so going back to the bigger picture again, they have a vision of a future state that they want to be in, but they're trying to create that future state from the paradigm of should, which is both the source of their success, their past success, as well as current limitation. Because again, you can't get to the next level based upon what you've already done in the past. The past isn't gonna help you get there because it where you're trying to go doesn't exist yet. It's the unknown. Like, period.
Unless you've created it in your mind.
Well, that's the only place it exists.
That's the only place.
That's the only place it
That's
exists.
a very real place.
Yeah. That's the only place it exists. But again, going back to just now, energy. So it exists in your mind, but again, it's a conversation that's happening in your mind. That's why it's important. Part of skilling up is also too improving your language, as I said. So that's going to require that you, like you said, step into new paradigms. So step into new conversations. You're going to have to step into new conversations about whatever it is that you want to do. So that's going to mean you're going to have to obviously form new connections with new people. That's part of skilling up, because you're not going to be able to get from where you at to this future state that you want to be at based upon the conversations that you've already been listening to. Because again, those conversations are what got you to the current level of success that you're at, that you're feeling that you're stuck at. You know what I mean? Those conversations have already served their purpose. Now you need new conversations. You need new languages. You need new words.
Like crazy. No, seriously, you're going really, really crazy. I just want to let you know you're resonating with me, man.
I mean, that's what we got to do, bro. Like I said, that's the new path that I'm on, man. And so, like, I just know that if more people begin just to let go of that should and stepping more into reinvention, a lot of great things can happen, because there's going to be better thoughts, which means better energy, higher levels of thinking, higher levels of frequencies, which means, you know, more value creation, more value. Like, so it's just going to be a snowball effect, and it's going to happen. But again, we have to do our job, and like I said before, creating those environments and atmospheres, you know, for success to happen, you know, by making sure that we are elevating our conversation, because that's where it all begins. Like, words, going back to IT,
in
language.
the beginning, there was the word. I was trying to remember that earlier.
Literally. Or another one is have the vision and write it plain. You know what I mean? That was what Hosea.
What's happening right now?
But again, this is just this is what's supposed to, like you said, this is life doing what life does. This is what's happening right now. And so again, it's staying present in the moment in regards to reinvention. So again, I'm riding the cycle back from dropping the whip off.
Oh my God!
You just
Lord,
driving down the street, and it wasn't a coincidence that we crossed paths. It was just the energy. It was just today said.
You made a choice. I made a choice. God had a little mixing. You had to be you decided to be somewhere. I decided to be somewhere, and then we're here right now.
So it's in a sense. So again, we invented this though. This was the unknown. This was unknown, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. But we just said, what's next? Oh, what you doing, bro? What you about to do right now? Oh, I'm about to go to the crib. I just got to clean up. Oh, well, pull up to the crib so we can, because I want to finish this conversation that we had. All right, well, what's next? All right, well, we pull up. All right, we might as well just turn this into we might as well record, get this on wax. All right, what's next? Now this is life doing what's next.
And it's really because, bro, fuck all this. I don't want to disrespect streaming. We love streaming. But I really, 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 really value the conversations that I have with my niggas. Especially gentlemen of your caliber. You know what I'm talking about? And some of the words and conversations that have been bounced off the walls in this room, in this studio, whether it be on God Talk, whether it be everybody just chilling, I definitely am passionate about sharing it because it helps us. You know what I'm saying? In one way or another, sometimes we don't know until we got to bury the homie, put the homie in the fucking wall, say rest in peace to the motherfucking homie. That's when some of these conversations start coming up.
Right.
And it's like, it shouldn't take a nigga to be getting put in the ground, put in the wall for us to value and be willing to share the shit that we consider important.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I thank God daily for the resources, i.e., the mic, the internet, the camera, the paradigm that came before us, the Kai Cenat paradigm. You know what I'm saying? The Soulja Boy paradigm, the Lil Wayne paradigm. Everybody that led us into their conversation, into their creative process. The LaRon paradigm, whatever inspired LaRon to do whatever the fuck he wanted to. Bro, if you really...
It's just, but if you also look at it, it's just a constant state of reinvention.
And that's why I
What's
have
next?
to be rich
What's
with
next?
you, bro.
What's next?
I have to be rich with you. That is an obligation. That's a paradigm. I want to get in that I've been in the paradigm of people that have got rich with their friends.
Yeah.
That's the beam, another beam that I want to strengthen in my life. We need to be rich together. Together, everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's something deep, 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 deep in my spirit that I'm extracting.
Do you want to learn something else that I picked up along the way since our last
Teach
discussion?
me everything. Can I go get another blunt?
So it's a gentleman. His name is Myron Golden. So we were talking about this earlier, but value.
Whoa. Hold on, bro. Don't forget what you're about to say. Myron Golden. Who did I just have on this show? Bro, somebody just said Myron Golden to me.
So that's a conversation.
Somebody just said, and this whole time, bro, the reason why I'm saying, please don't forget what you were about to say about Myron Golden. Don't forget that.
I got you.
This whole time you've been talking, there's been moments in my life where I'll be in class and then I'll read a book and then I'll watch a podcast or I'll watch a movie and it'll double down on the information that I'm intentionally learning.
Yeah.
And most of the things that you said today has been exactly that. So that Golden, what's his name?
Myron Golden.
Myron Golden. Somebody just they sung his praises to me. I just cannot remember who it was and when it was. But please tell me and it'll come back to me. I just have to share that with you.
So it was the first time I had finally had someone, or I saw someone explain what value creation was.
Let me look this nigga up. Go ahead.
So he breaks down 4 levels of value creation, and this is all, in the good book as well.
How you spell it?
Myron Golden, Myron Golden.
All right.
So he talks about how 4 levels of value creation. Yep, that's him right there. 4 levels of value creation. And so how we create value is ultimately a reflection of the conversations. Or no, how we create value is a reflection of the being that we've decided to be. So he talks about 4 levels. So level 1 is implementation. Level 2 is unification. Level 3 is communication. And level 4 is imagination. So this is how it works. So obviously level 1 is at the bottom, level 4 is at the top. So if we decide to be implementers, then that means that we're deciding in a sense to be individuals who basically trade time for money when it comes to the marketplace to create value creation. That's what we're talking about right now.
Say that again.
So we're talking about value creation, like how we create value in the marketplace being the world.
Okay.
The value that we give to the world.
Okay.
So we can sell ourselves as implementers. We operating on level 1 value, which is, like you said, we implement.
Trading time is implement.
Basically, like, again, we're using our labor, basically labor as a medium of exchange. That's a better way of putting it. Value creation. We're using our labor as a medium of exchange. That's what an implementer does. So I'm a sell my 8 hours a day to Pepsi company.
Okay, I'm listening. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna implement, but I'm gonna drive one of their trucks to these different grocery stores and load, Pepsi on the shelf.
Got it.
That's implementation.
Got it.
Level 2 is unification. Unification is now you're managing the implementers. So the unifier is the person is the quote unquote manager or the supervisor who is managing the truck drivers. You got 10 truck drivers that you manage in a territory, and your district manager in a sense. That's what unification is. You're managing the implementers, making sure that they're where they need to be. Then you have the communicators, level 3. This is where you're using your words to add value to people's lives. So you're using your words as the manager of the unifiers in a sense to, like I say, give them new language to do their job better. Give them better words. Give them better things. Better things to say. To do their job better, so that the implementers can do their job better. So better words. So communicating. So literally using your voice. So that's another big part about politics. You have to be a good orator, a communicator, because you have to be able to know. Like I said, even though most of the communication is 80% is nonverbal, you still got to be able to have that piff. You gotta know how to use words and communicate your ideas, which is the last and most highest value level, which is imagination. So coming up with the ideas for somebody to communicate to the implementers, to the unifiers, so the implementers can do their job. So imagination is the highest level. So a lot of people rag on podcasts, but if you're looking at it from the levels of value creation, a podcast represents level 3 value creation. So you're using your words to add value to people's lives.
Okay. Thank you for saying that. And again, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to God Talk. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. We just went live on Instagram. So, and my question was, are these a rank or is this I really wanted to understand, but once you said level, so you
level,
can definitely be all 4.
Yes.
And usually if you're all 4, you get to number 4. You get to be, and I love how you said that. The highest and most powerful one, did I use it right? Was it highest and most powerful? Highest and most powerful one was the imagination, which is another one of those fucking moments that I told you about. It aligns with everything. That's how I know this is God Talk, bro. It aligns with everything else. You know how you go to church and you feel like the preacher's talking directly to you? This is one of those moments, because I even told a team the other day, like, I feel like I'm cracking the code, and it may be just the imagination.
But again, our imagination is what is the invention mechanism.
The richness that we desire, bro, this is because I want to raise you, and I was going to thank you, God, for giving an appropriate time. When I'm learning it, if I hold my tongue, the carpet will be rolled out for me to say what I need to say in a more thoughtful time. But when you said Myron Golden, which I've heard the name before, so that's an aha moment, thank God. But I was thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, I want to raise him a leader or an orator. He gave me Myron Golden, which I've heard before. Thank you for doubling down on that, because I would have never remembered that name again, bro. If you didn't repeat it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would love to raise you Reverend Ike.
Oh yeah, Reverend Ike, right, yeah, facts.
Stoff introduced me to Reverend Ike. Now, Reverend Ike, that's one of the main thing he talks about is the imagination, bro. Being it before you are it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No. Did you just hear what you just said?
Yes.
What did you just say?
Be it before you are it.
So remember, what was that first word you just said?
Be it.
Be. So remember, what is transformation? Not changing what you do, but changing what you're being. So like you just said, imagination, be. It starts with be. So that's what I'm saying. You can be
whatever you want in your imagination.
You're right. You can be that.
You can be whatever you want.
But again, that's where our imagination is the invention mechanism. So that's like Damon Dash always talks about this. That's the only place you're supposed to win all the time. That's the place you're supposed to win all the time.
Remember when we talked about our predictions, changing our predictions? Why would I ever imagine me losing? Why would I imagine me not being able to pay the fucking bill when the bill comes? Why would I imagine me losing, missing a three-pointer? Why wouldn't I imagine being the best of everything if it's And you said it's the invention mechanism?
The invention mechanism.
So I'm just inventing more and more wins.
Mm-hmm.
If I can just win in my fucking imagination? You're crazy.
But just think about that. Me included. I used to be there. We can't even see ourselves winning in our own imagination.
Ah!
Why? Because of the tyranny of should. We're too wrapped up into we're too wrapped up in what we think we should be doing based upon the always already listening conversations that were here before us. You're a black man. You're supposed to
provide. You're supposed to pay for the bill. You're supposed to job. You're supposed to.
So right. So
take care of them kids. It's taking care of the kids.
Take care of them kids.
Oh,
Take care of them kids. But
That's a paradigm that was left before.
But it's all like you said. It's literally just that simple. But we have to be made aware of this, and that's the part that most of us aren't. We're just not aware of it. We're just not aware that the reinvention paradigm exists because the already listening paradigm of should is existing. We're already, like I said before, we're born into that.
Something just popped in my head. When you said we're not aware, I was gonna raise you like, yo, we're not even self-aware. Like a lot of people are not even self-aware. That was one of the main ingredients. But everybody's aware who's performing at the Super Bowl next year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that immediately tied the thought.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do they want your attention, your money, your time, they want your awareness too.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more you're aware about that, the less. I'm not even going to limit awareness because maybe there is no limit to awareness. But sometimes we are more aware of other things than we are ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that gap alone keeps us further and further from starting or doing, and having all the things that we desire. You know what I'm saying?
So another way, we'll go back to IT real quick. When it comes to like awareness, as you just said, it kind of made me think about this. Imagine awareness being like the RAM on a computer. You know, the amount of space we have to actively run programs.
You got 100 gigs.
So no, that's our hard drive. That's where we're storing data.
Okay.
The hard drive is where we store the data. The RAM, that's the data. I mean, the storage space we have to run the programs on our computer at that point in time. So when our computer starts to heat up, that's because that is processing. It's the RAM is getting low, right? It slows down. The RAM is getting low. So but again, to your point, awareness is like RAM, and that to your point. Yeah, they want your awareness. They want your attention. They want your RAM. Because if you're focused on who's gonna be, performing at the Super Bowl, then you're not focused on, making sure that you drop this album, or you make this song, or you achieve whatever, or you take steps toward your vision of the future. Because they've established the future state that they want you to be focused on. We want them to be focused on an event that's going to be happening at this point, a month and 2 months from now. So they're going to have that much RAM taken up for
that long a time.
Mm-hmm. Until the next thing, until the next, because again, you should be festive.
Until they drop another Super Bowl, then they take a little bit more RAM. Another Super Bowl commercial.
Well, no, right, but right.
Another
so all
ad,
these
bus stop ad.
Right.
Billboard.
Right. More RAM to the point to where now you're just, you have too many. It's like having all these open tabs on your browser. You got all these open tabs, but you can't get back to the one tab that you need to get the stuff you need to get done, so that you can get closer to the vision that you have of your future, not the vision that they have of your future. Because you're operating within their paradigm of you should be focused on making sure that on February 1st you watching the Super Bowl. So go get you a new TV. Make sure you get these Tostitos.
I was just about to say Tostitos. That's when they got RAM.
They got RAM.
But that's also why I wanted to say, like, I didn't want to limit the RAM. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to speak a ceiling on the RAM because we really don't know. We may have unlimited RAM.
And you're 100% right.
But we still need to make sure the most RAM is used by the good programs.
And the good programs being our vision.
our vision, affirmation, studying, paradigm beams, all those good, you know what I mean, good decisions because
Not the Super Bowl, not the Academy Awards, not so again, they got something to distract us every month. Every month is something happening. So again, are you gonna allow that to take your RAM up to where you're not focused on
like
none of the goals
Christmas.
you had?
Christmas right now is about to use up the RAM.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, we just got off of Thanksgiving RAM.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna go to the Valentine's Day RAM. The New Year's RAM is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is just adding RAM, and then that takes away from your husband RAM. It takes away from your whatever RAM.
Kid RAM.
Your kid RAM.
Or your purpose RAM. You know what I mean?
Your purpose RAM is crazy.
Your purpose. I mean, that's one of like as you know the way the way of the superior man talks about the purpose that comes before
Chaz's
everything.
mom you said that book to me. Chaz's mom showed it to me in Chaz's room today.
So it's like the way of the superior man. You one of the things that they talk about in that book is how as a man, it's superior man, I should say, language. But again, language, because superior man gives us a different imagination than feeble
High value man. Oh, sorry.
High value man, feeble man, superior man, weak man. All these words mean something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They create, like I said, they it's like words are the fuel for the reinvention.
Yeah.
So that's why I said you got to improve your conversations so that you can get better words to come up with better inventions, or just to improve your invention mechanism called your brain, your imagination. So that's why it's like so you've kind of said it a couple times. I've been hanging out with the millionaires, but again, it's bigger than just them having $1 million in the bank account. It's representing value creation. Because they can't get to being a millionaire.
Oh my God!
As an implementer,
You're feeding my spirit right now, bro.
they have to operate at level 4 imagination to become millionaires.
So now
Primarily, I would say.
Okay, let me bring you in on a thought that I got, right?
Mm-hmm. Talk to me.
So my family business. It's been in my family for 35 years, going on 40 years.
Okay.
No, I think it's closer to 40 than that. It's a mobile detailing business.
Mm-hmm.
All superior clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Big wigs in every category of success you could think of.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle called me. Hey, I need you to go if my other uncle don't go. Sometimes I'll be like, but I'm starting to notice there's always the pot of gold at the end of something that you don't want to do.
Especially when you're dealing with superior individuals.
Jesus, you're ministering to me, gang.
Superior conversations are occurring with superior people.
So here's the pickle I was in.
Okay.
I'm around millionaires. The millionaire that all the other millionaires are jealous of.
Okay. So within
Lovely
the superior,
guy.
he's the superior.
He's the superior amongst the superior. And ain't no superior where they at. The grocery store.
Right.
So he's the superior with the superior.
Okay.
And there's a question that's been in my mind because I don't really know how to. I don't want to profess that. I'm really looking forward to breaking the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do that with a conversation, but there's a question in my head. Are you happy with your status in life? And what was a key moment, situation, contribution that led you here? The moment presented itself to me to ask the question. Did I ask the question or not? What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah. Did I ask that question to him or not?
I mean, based upon my experience with you, I think you asked the question.
I didn't ask the question, bro.
You didn't ask the question.
I didn't.
So you let the tyranny of should get in because there was a part, like I said, that always listening conversation was telling you shouldn't. it was something about that, like you said, you asking that conversation, something in some previous conversation that you had that made you not ask that question. So that's what I'm saying. We have to start identifying what these words, these conversations are, so that we can be able to replace them with superior thoughts and superior words and superior conversation and check them immediately, right? Because again, checking them is basically like, like in my opinion, having that fuck it moment, like you said. You know what? Regardless of what I'm thinking about, should or shouldn't do, fuck it. I'm just gonna go.
Fuck it. Oh, dang.
I'm gonna just go ask them the question. Because again, life doesn't turn out the way it should. Life doesn't turn out the way it should, and life turns out the way it does. But life can't do anything until you do something.
I'm gonna tell you a moment when I did, and I said fuck it. So and it comes from a should or a shouldn't, because we have a family business that's been in business for 40 years. The same way these guys have their family businesses in XYZ. But I let my mind go to the point, man, I'm just detailing this man's car. He don't want to have a conversation with me. He did it. But at the same time, they respect my uncle on the high level. They seen my uncle build a business the same way they built a business. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? But there was one time I did say, fuck it. My uncle got a client that was a brain surgeon.
Okay.
And I said, fuck it. I'm going to ask this guy. I asked him, I said, yo, I have a question. And he was on the phone, too. That's how much fuck it I had in my spirit. He was on the phone. He was a brain surgeon. Rich ass dude, hella Porsches. Hey, can I ask you a question? And I was so fucking, I didn't even care if he said yes, no. But he was like, I'm on the phone. I'll come right back out. Politely, so kind. Did he come back out or did he not?
He came back out.
He didn't come back out.
He didn't?
He didn't. But he called my uncle. And he said, hey, where's your nephew at? He said he had a question for me. My call just ran long. Like, where's your nephew? Put your nephew on the phone. Hey, man, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, sure, man. What's up, man? What's your question? I was like, I know this may not be your field at all, but I've been really studying imagination and affirmations. You as a brain surgeon, do you have any knowledge or can you confirm or deny if this shit works or not? And he was like, me personally, I can't confirm or deny. But there's so much literature on that. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of where I got the direction from. I just kind of wanted to see. He was like, well, I don't know for sure because that's not my specialty. But I'll tell you this. You intentionally smiling changes the format of your brain so drastically that I'm sure saying positive things to yourself has a similar effect. Thank you, sir. Sorry to bother you. No bother at all, man. Thanks for asking me the question. So there are some moments where I'll be like, fuck it. And they lead to some things that may...
Like you said, that pot of the gold. That pot of gold. But it isn't until but again, that after that fuck it moment, that's where the reinvention happens. You know what I mean? That's where that's what, because again, at that point, once you get past, once you get out of the stranglehold of should, and you just say fuck it, and then now it's now it's like action. So you got to go do something. So in this action in regard, I'm gonna start walking towards this person. Can I? And it's literally, you got to do, like I said, you got to do something. But you, in that moment, you invented a new being. You went from being timid to being courageous.
And when you were gone,
that's what fucking represents, being courageous.
We were reading. I was kind of going through some of the excerpts that I was taking from this new book, and one of the excerpts I took out was, each small decision is a vote for the person who you want to be. You know, so when you do have those fuck it moments, and you make that small decision to introduce yourself, introduce your idea, introduce your question, that's a vote for the person you want to be a confident person.
Mhm.
You want to be the person that can talk to a brain surgeon. You want to be the person to talk to a millionaire. So that small decision is a vote for the person who you want to become. And we also just reviewed that these big changes don't happen overnight.
Mm-mm.
These come with small decisions every single day. You don't get a six-pack overnight. Unless you're my cousin Chad, who's like, I don't know where he got it from. But it's like, you got to make the decision not to eat the burger every 5 blocks.
Right.
You have to make a conscious decision not to get the taco every 3. You have to make that decision, and those small decisions are a vote. So everything that you said since the time I seen you today, usually all the time, other than the Raider shit and the little shades you just shot at LeBron, because LeBron is the greatest. He did some shit last night that was unheard of. But you really spot
respect
on.
to LeBron. You know, respect.
You really be spot on, and I appreciate everything that you said. So with that said, what is your relationship like with your brother?
I mean, we good. We good.
As a big brother, as an older brother,
Mhm.
do you feel an obligation to make this nigga rap?
I feel I have an obligation to support him in his endeavors. But again, I think he should be a songwriter. You think he should rap.
Yeah, I just sent him a text, see if he goes.
He think he should be doing something else. So that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't get caught up in just the tyranny of shit, the tyranny of shit anymore. And so it's just whatever he's on at that point in time is, is what I'm supporting of his. He wanted to, he want to open up a shoe shop. I'm there to support you. You want to, he got a couple other ventures that he's got going on.
If
right
the
now.
beat is being provided, he just responded to me.
So yeah, like you said, he'll write for you. But yeah, he's like you said, he's doing good, man. Like I'm real proud of him. And again, I've been seeing him his whole life, and I just, like I said, that's another example of should. Growing up, people, he shouldn't be doing this or he shouldn't be doing that. Should. But seeing the man that he's matured into is definitely, in my opinion, a reflection of someone who just focused on what next. Had plenty of fucking moments, and just continue to just press on and move forward. And now he's here. And like I said, beautiful kids, beautiful family, and like you said, he got a lot of ventures that he's working on and getting off the ground. And I just wish the best for him at all times. And to your point specifically, going back to musically, personally, like I said, he's a better song. He's gonna always be, a song, be able to write songs, I should say. And he comes up with songs. Like going back to what I said before, songwriting is no different than any other trade, any other skill. In that, it's about paradigms, so patterns. As we that on that one Kanye song, when they're talking about.
Kanye.
When he was talking about we found out that the sweet spot was about like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then you gotta have the hook. He was having a conversation about what a hit, the paradigm of a hit record.
I never heard that. Can you please send that to me?
You ain't never heard that?
I don't think I've. That was a song or a.
Yeah, it was a song, one of Kanye's songs. It was I believe it was on that album where it was like 7 tracks.
On Ye.
I think it was on Ye, but it was a song where one of the outros was it was like him or some guy having a conversation about the formula that they use to make hits.
I've never fucking heard this, Dane.
You've never heard it?
No!
And you're a Kanye.
You have to send that. That's
You're
I'm
a
tripping
Kanye
right
fan.
now. You gotta send that, bro.
I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you.
All right, let's before we get up out of here, let's take this spin.
So yeah, but because you see, songwriter, bro.
You said, I
That'd
just
be
want
my
to,
personal vote if I had to say in the matter.
and that's why I want to stay. That's why I want to stay in this vein because I know at one point in time you was his manager.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, we don't really, but I seen the way you were moving, you were navigating
Unofficially, right? for the most
Unofficially,
part.
but it was definitely great to see, and us having the only hip hop show together I've definitely value your ear. Um, you said you learned some things that you would like to share with some artists that you would share with Cushy C. You begin to share with me, which ultimately encouraged me to ask you to do the podcast today.
Right.
So one of them was you said don't drop without content.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you can start there and kind of roll out from there, let's get it.
So don't start without having content. So again, think if you're, so again, a song is a pretty much. Let's look at this from let's first look at this from the levels of value creation. So a song, in a sense, is a conversation. So that's level 3 value right there, in and of itself, a song, because people are gonna listen to it and they're gonna extract some value from it. Whether I got a vibe or this helped me through grieving with my mom. This is like "Stuck in the Grind" by Nipsey. Whenever I was just getting my business off the ground, I put that song on. So again, a song already is level 3 value creation. So every music artist has to be a communicator. Is a communicator. You know what I mean? They have to be that. That's what they are at the
And
end
what
of the
level
day.
is that? That's level 3.
That's level 3, and that's where the magic happens. So real quick, briefly. So to quantify, basically, implementers. I think Myron Golden said they pretty much. Let's just from a marketplace workforce perspective, implementers they cap out at, like, let's just say 80 grand. Maybe some rare occasions 6 figures. The unifier, they can be anywhere from 80 to 200. Or 500, but depending upon the size of the business, of course, the corporation. So someone that's a senior vice president at IBM compared to a senior vice president at some small shop tech firms, their salaries aren't going to be the same. But it's pretty much the same ballpark. And then level 3, that's where the magic happens. And visually, he draws a dotted line and says, like, everything above level 3. That's where your high 6-figure millionaires, billionaires happen. So, but billionaire obviously being imagination. Because think about it. A real simple example, Mark Zuckerberg. He had an idea. He used his imagination. He came from a paradigm that was already in existence. There was already, the paradigm of social network was already in place when Mark Zuckerberg came up with Facebook. Because, again, you already had MySpace and you already had, like, Black Planet at the time, as well as some other things. So the paradigm of social networking was already there, but like I said, he just took it up a notch. He took it in order to reinvent social networking. He had to imagine Facebook, and then he had to use his level 3 skills to communicate this idea to his team, so that they can then implement the coders, the first group of guys he was with. But it all started with the imagination of Mark Zuckerberg having this idea for this social network that he later called Facebook. Well, first started called The Facebook, and then it became what it is today. But again, now he reinvented it into Meta. And every acquisition was a reinvention of what Facebook was. So when they got Instagram, that was a reinvention. When they got WhatsApp, reinvention of, and then they reinvented the Meta, and then now there's some future state that they're actively working to reinvent at this very point in time. So again, their RAM is, Zuckerberg's RAM is 100% focused on Meta. He ain't worried about the Super Bowl. He ain't worried about the Academy Awards. You know what I'm saying? He ain't worried about St. Patrick's Day. He's locked in because he's not operating from the paradigm of should. You know what I mean? Like, he's reinventing his own future, and then he's doing what needs to be done to make that happen. He don't know what needs to be done because, again, you're creating the unknown, but again, you're just asking yourself, what's next? What's next? What's next? Because remember, when we look at the Social Network movie, his first idea wasn't Facebook. It was the little face mash thing where you was just ranking the people's faces. But then it was, what's next? What's next? What's next? And again, it all started off with his desire to be of a higher status on campus. Because remember, he was trying to be part of that frat. So he was trying to be something. So in order to be something higher, he in his mind, he reinvented a future state where he was like, I have to have this thing that's just so, valuable that everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants my attention. Everybody wants to be a part of what I've created. I'm now the top. Like I said, I'm now the superior man because I have this. I have this thing.
Everything is just falling in line. Everything that you're saying is falling in line.
Conversation well overdue, man. And like I said, that's why again creating this atmosphere where we're able to have these conversations now to be able to share with the people. Interjecting new conversations, new languages, new words, new thought patterns, new ways. Again, new paradigms, patterns, thought patterns, paradigms. So again, it's just thought. But again, we have to be. It's like we have to police. It's like we have to have cybersecurity for our mind in a sense. But we are that cybersecurity based upon our level of awareness
And your decision.
and the knowledge and the decisions and the discipline that you put behind it. Like that's our cybersecurity system. So again, if you're not even conscious of what you're allowing, the words, the messages that you surround yourself with, then your imagination gets corrupted and ultimately taken over to where when you see the Chevy commercial for the new Malibu, they got you captivated and now you just like, oh, I want the new Malibu. But you just said that you was
It's
just
Burger
trying to
King for me.
you just or Burger King. I want that new Whopper. Oh, that one got the jalapeno
Adam's
cheese
Family
on it.
Bun. Oh shit!
Right,
The purple
right.
bun.
And then that quick we lose discipline, and then we like you said we fall victim to, oh man, like I ate that burrito. Like you said, we lack discipline. Now we go through that. Oh, I shouldn't have ate that burger. I'm slacking. But again, at that point is what's done is done.
But then you said should.
But that's my point because I said
Maybe I can eat the burger.
But that's my point. We're going to tell ourselves if we're operating in that paradigm of should, like, oh, I should. But if you're operating in the reinvention paradigm, even though you backslide, you still, all right, I acknowledge that I ate the burger. I wasn't supposed to eat the burger, so I just got to get back on my plan. You know what I'm saying? I got to get back disciplined.
It says, approach the process with patience and self-compassion. Setbacks happen.
What's that?
That's the book. That's one of the excerpt that I wrote from the book. Bro.
Okay. Right. Say that one more time.
Hold on. I wrote it twice. And it actually breaks it down right under it. This book is so fire, and it's aligning with the same book, and that's what I was telling the team. All these books sound the exact same, but the repetition of it, which this book says all these, it'll say it 30 times in the chapter.
But remember,
one line.
These conversations are already always listening. The conversation for greatness already existed before.
Happened a million times.
Right. So we're just not tapped into that conversation.
You got to.
So and because we're not tapped into that conversation, then we don't understand the language.
No, I got you.
No, I'm just saying we just don't understand the language. So going back to Trump, he understands the language of winning. So his thoughts are that of winning. Like, so he's thinking, like you said, what's next? Like, no, it don't matter just what do we need to do to win?
Yeah.
Like
I lost.
And that's all he cares about. Like, that's all he focuses on. Like I said, he don't get caught up in it like, oh, well, you lost. Well, we should reevaluate our current positioning. And no, it's just like what life did, what it did. What's next? So that's part of that winning conversation though, is fuck it moment, and then what's next. So getting over, letting go of should, and fuck it. That's what letting go of should kind of represents. And then just what's next. So, and it's like you don't have to be the expert at what it is you're trying to do. So, for example, if Zach comes in here right now and is like, "Hey, Dad, I want to be a neurosurgeon. I want to be a brain surgeon." A lot of times parents would be like, "Oh, son, that ain't what we do. We in the mobile detailing business. That's what we do. Like, you should be focused on that." And so then the kid's vision of being a brain surgeon just gets, extinguished because of the tyranny of should. It gets extinguished. It gets exterminated. As opposed to that parent, then, brain surgeon, okay, son. Well, let me go. Let me go do a little homework, and I'll get back to you. But remember, ain't one of our clients a brain surgeon? Yeah. Well, Zach said that he wanted to be a brain surgeon. So, the next time we go to that client, like, I'll make sure you let me know so I can bring Zach, because I'm gonna introduce Zach to him, and because I'm gonna let him know he wants to be a brain surgeon, so they can have a little conversation to find out what he needs to be doing.
You're
to become
speaking this to me.
to a brain surgeon.
I'm putting everything together. Like I just went to the brain surgeon's house in the driveway with the son, all in my imagination right now as you spoke that to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So again, a lot of parents will get trapped in their own tyranny and should of, again, I should be like you said, he should be in the family business. But again, you can't reinvent the future based upon the past.
Mm-hmm.
You have to reinvent the future based upon the unknown. Your imagination, right? And so if the kid comes and says in his imagination, I've imagined myself being a brain surgeon, that's the future state that I want to be. I want to be a brain surgeon. Then as that parent in that case, you got two choices to make. You can either tyranny as should, like, oh, you shouldn't be like that, or like, oh, I ain't got no money to send you to the medical school. You gotta think more real. You gotta be more. You should be more realistic. You should be more realistic. That's what will be said, or that's the always already listen. But again, that parent is saying that based upon, because maybe when that parent was a kid, they wanted to be a dentist, and they told their parents that they wanted to be a dentist, but then their parents said, like, oh, like, that ain't what we do, or like, oh, you should be more realistic and work in this mobile detailing business with us, because we've been doing this for the last 30 years and da-da-da-da-da-da. So it's just that simple, and typically it could be one conversation. So your kid went from having an imagination of wanting to be a brain surgeon to now not having that vision of themselves simply off of one conversation they had with their parent or some other individual of influence to them.
Bro, there was, and I want to get this so accurate, but I just want to find this nigga's number. And I want to call this nigga just to make sure that I'm on par. But there was a time, I don't know if it was Black History or I don't know what it was, but we were having a church program. Mm-hmm. And my friend Patrick from church said he wanted to be the president. And his mom was not letting that fly. To my recollection, she had him rewrite his whole speech. But I just saw Patrick in the mall, and he gave me his number. Clearly, I didn't store it like a dumbass. I gotta start storing numbers. But I wanted to call him on air and ask him, do he remember that and how I make him feel? I'm gonna find it. But that has to be something, because you can limit yourself. I mean, and you can't limit your kids solely by what you say to yourself, what you say to your kids. Like, power of the tongue is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. And it happened so quick.
So fast. And we talked about that while you were gone. Just what a man says in this idle time has the most profound impact. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Those decisions you make, those insignificant decisions, those have the most powerful impact. So you got to watch what you speak over yourself and over your others. Just because you don't have any cash in your pocket at the time, you can't say, oh, I'm the B word. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We just got to take that out, because that's a paradigm that we were in that we don't want to be in no more. Mm-hmm. So while we keep dipping but to double back on the setbacks part, you asked me to read it again. I wanted to find the one I wrote out with the context on it. But the quote was, approach habit formation with compassion. Setbacks and lapse are a part of the process. Mm-hmm. So I really take that to heart, because when you are trying to form a new habit, when you are trying to transform, you are trying to change some things, the easiest setback could be the whole domino effect of everything that we just built up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that was something great that you said. Just don't be hard on yourself. Setbacks definitely happen.
You're going to feel unsatisfied. So to bring it full circle, when it comes to, like you said, the artist, you're an artist because again, a lot of the artists have the problem of again they're not able to monetize their art. Like that's what a lot of their concern is, or they aren't able to build the audience that they want because again they're more so on just I just want like you said people my art to be out there. I know I have a fan base. I know I have a tribe, and I just want my tribe to have access to me. So whether you trying to build an audience or you're trying to monetize your song or get paid for your music, again, a lot of the problem that they have is, well, when I remember when we was doing it, it was obviously getting attention. So, I'm making these songs. I'm going to the studio and making these songs. I'm putting all this time, energy, and effort into making these songs. Now I got the song made, and now I got to get it out there. So, I'm hitting up the blogs, or I'm hitting up I'm going to doing the radio tours. I'm doing showcases, but I'm not really getting the traction that I was quote unquote think I should be getting, based upon something that I've read that happened in the past. So we're not reinventing, and so again, it's I'm not able to move forward and get the traction that I want, and I got big things that I want to do, but I just don't currently have the resources to do it. So woe is me. But again, going back to I love the example that you gave with Michael Jackson and Thriller. You gotta reinvent. So they had a goal. We want to shoot this Thriller video, and goes in perfectly with the question that you asked. We want to, like I said, we want to put this music video out or this song out, but we don't have enough resources currently to finance it. So we have to reinvent a future that's going to allow us to pay for this. So like you said, we use our imaginations and we came up with an idea. Let's make a documentary about us making the music video for this song, and then we're going to pre-sell tickets or pre-sell admission or whatever for
VHS,
the tapes of the documentary so that we can collect the cash on the front end to finance the music video, and then but we made so much money that we good money
now. We good.
Yeah, we good money now.
What's next? What's the next
we can
video?
make a couple more music videos if we want to for this album. But
not to mention, speaking of reinvention, Thriller, the album, was already out.
Okay.
And it was trending the wrong way before that video came out. Billie Jean, that music was already out, and it was one more out at the same time. Both of those music videos was there. Thriller was already there, and it had peaked. It was done. Then they dropped the Thriller video. So
the game.
It was the Thriller video alone was an attempt at a reinvention.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we need to reinvent this album.
Yeah, exactly.
How can we reinvent this album? Oh, now trying to do the reinvention, I ain't got enough money. Now I gotta reinvent the reinvention to reinvent what I want to reinvent and Thriller is what it is.
It is what it is. So artists, like I said, so bring it full circle. You got a song, you got content. I mean, you got a song. So just like with Thriller, you want to pair your songs with content relevant to the song. So let's just use Heaven, for example. So you got a song called Heaven. Now, going back to, there's lyrics in that song that when people listen to it, it projects an image to them. So when it comes to the idea of whenever you don't drop a song without having content to back it up, the most popular form of content that most artists think about is just the music video. But it's just like, nah, we gotta be mindful of the here and the now, and that, like I shared before with the social media, the algorithms, they favor videos made on the cell phone or the smartphone over a more professional camera, because the thought is you're going to be able to make videos on your phone a lot quicker than you're going to be able to make videos on a red camera.
What did you just say? You said the algorithm prefers a video shot on the iPhone
or just a smartphone. So whether it's iPhone, Android, but it's just something in the coding, the codecs of the videos,
opposed to an actual
formal red camera, which is one of the most highest end cameras you could shoot with, or a DSLR that I just saw someplace.
So let me ask you this, real shit.
Yeah.
Do you believe, because me going live there's a significant difference between the viewers of my live when I go live from the webcam opposed to when I go live from my phone.
Exactly. The algorithms can tell because every device. I've learned this in my cybersecurity studies, but every device has what's called a MAC address, and it's basically a device identifier. So every device has some MAC address, and it's known what that is. So when the algorithms on these social medias, when there's when content gets uploaded, it's going through its auditing process to categorize it as something
and put it over here.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm using a webcam, like the churches, it's gonna send me over to the category, and it probably going back to the bandwidth, the general bandwidth of YouTube is probably catering solely to that smartphone MAC address
for the most part, right?
For the most part, opposed to the past, which was the webcam, because the webcam has been reinvented to what we have now. So ideally, something unspoken tip. Pause. Whoa. An unspoken tip would, hey, if you're gonna stream, make sure, or if you're gonna stream or record, make sure, hey, use your iPhone. Use your phone.
Or you can still have your regular camera setup, but just make sure you have the phone stream set up right as well.
Because it catches the MAC address, and it'll throw you into another algorithm that you can pick up extra streams.
Because the theory behind it is the algorithms favor smartphone videos because you can create those because you got your phone in your hand.
And we want you to do more.
Yeah, and you can just shoot it real quick, boom, upload it. It's on the web. As opposed to if I got a formal camera, I gotta shoot it, then I gotta take it to the lab and edit it, then I gotta edit it. Then so it's just like the time it's gonna take you to upload. I mean, to put a video out that you gotta like formally edit is gonna be significantly longer than just a raw video that you shot on your phone. So going back to the now you can still shoot the video on your phone and edit it, in some program on your phone and then upload it, and it's gonna still have it because the video file.
The video file has the MAC address.
Has the MAC address of it being shot on a phone. There's something in the codecs of the video or the code of the videos
that YouTube picks up and pushes out.
I mean, from my understanding, like most if not all of the social media platforms pretty much are that way because again, they're in the business of attention, and the way that they keep attention is new content. So the faster new content can be created, they want that content to be shown first because again, it's gonna keep people coming back. So like I said, their thought process is it's easier and quicker for people to create a video on their phone than it is for them to, like you said, shoot it on a camera. So shoot it on the phone. So going back to like I said, full circle again, when you put out a song, so we got Heaven, we're gonna put out a song. So I got a little money and it feel like heaven. I can buy everything I want. So you just start singing songs. So then you just start, all right, we go create a skit about you buying something that you always wanted. So it might be that a shot of it might be, like you said, a quick 10, 15 minute skit. 10, 15 second skit of you just going someplace and you just, oh man, I remember I wanted these, these, they got the new Bread 11s is coming out, man. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted those. I got that paper now, like da-da-da-da. And then it fades, and then Heaven, out now. Listen at wherever. Go to or watch the video now on YouTube or whatever traffic mechanism or capture mechanism I should say that you want to drive your traffic to. Ideally, you want to drive them to a landing page so you can at least capture their email address first, and then give them whatever you want to give them. Because again, if they've already taken the effort to raise their hand and say, okay, I'm interested in whatever it is that you got to offer, then they're interested. They've shown intent at that point, and that's what you want as you're building an audience for your craft. So that when you do formally release something, or your next song you release, you got a audience of, like I said. So if you put out a video and you get, let's just say 300 likes, and out of them 300 likes, you go through and message all of them, appreciate the like, if you want to go check out the song, it's over here. And then let's just say out of the 300, 20 of them follow up with you. Now you got 20 people who have shown an intent and expressed interest in your music, what you got going on, not what Lil Baby got going on or some other artists, but they're interested in you. So you got to just capture their information, ideally that first name, that email address. And then once you have that information, now you're golden, because now anytime you put something else out, you have an audience, a direct audience that you could send your information to that has already shown an intent to be interested in you. So to bring it all back, when you put out a song, create content to go with it. And the content doesn't have to be a full-fledged music video. It could be something that's
It
simple.
needs to be shot on your phone.
Yeah, something that's simple to be shot on your phone. And it could just be. And again, don't get locked into it has to be a skit, or just think.
Be creative.
Be creative. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your music, listen to your song, whatever points stand out to you the most. Making all of them. So if you listen to Heaven and you say, all right, I had 3 solid visions from listening to this song, then just go make those 3 visions
With your phone.
with your phone, and then like you said, keep it simple.
Dang, you're a blessing,
And
dude.
then you, like you said, you go, and it could be something as simple as behind the scenes of just like you showing them, people been saying like they like this part of the song. This is how it was created. You know what I mean? Like, and it could be a video. So what I did was I just turned this up. I used this and boom, 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 and now I got this effect. Boom. Just create content to go with the song. Something behind the scenes. It may have been somebody got a clip of you recording the vocals when you were laying them down for the song, and you got just a quick 30-second clip of you, like that's content. Put that out. You know what I mean?
Bro, my mind is like, because I'm so active, when I get the idea, I gotta go right then and there. Like, and that's another thing why you said these phones, because you think about something, you want to do something, you need to write something down. It's made life so convenient and so effective. Like it raises the likelihood and the desire to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are a hybrid generation. We had internet, and then we didn't have internet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We was right there. So to be alive, rest in peace, P4, to be young, to be healthy, and to have a fucking phone.
Game changer. Total game changer. It's like we're not really conscious of the power that exists in the palm of our hand, but for those who are, those who do make that who do want to reinvent themselves into more superior ways.
Oh,
Again, everyone has access to these tools. Everybody got a smartphone for the most part nowadays. I see 4-year-olds with full-fledged iPhones. You know what I mean?
not making no bread.
No bread, but they got the newest iPhone. So we got access to these tools, but again, it's just about the perspective in which you're viewing it, and then what you're choosing to be with it. So again, are you just gonna be a consumer with this phone, or are you gonna be a producer? So a producer produces. In this case, we producing content. So La Russell, I saw La Russell. He actually made a good point when it comes, because I know the next question typically is, okay, now we know we should be putting out content, short form content specifically is what it's called. So basically, 30 seconds or less. Videos shot on our phone in addition to our song. So let's just say at least three videos. Now the next question is, it typically would be, well, how many should I put out? So I'll just say at a bare minimum you want to do 3, but ideally, take a page out of Russell's book. He said, every time you, he said, what I started understanding was that every time I put a piece of content out, it's an opportunity for me to go viral. So it's 30 days. It's 30 days in a month. So you got at least 30 opportunities to go viral in a month. And that's just if you just post 1 video a day. If you post 3 videos a day, then you got.
So would you continue to post the same song, or would you post different songs?
Well, the source I got the song part from, their recommendation was to drop at least 2 new songs a month.
Wait, what day? So I need to drop a song right now.
So drop at least.
I gotta drop it today.
So drop at least 2 new songs a month. But in addition to these drops, make sure it comes with, some sort of visual aid content, some form of short. Because again, it's the short form content that's your attention capturers in a sense. Because again, most people's on their phone, they just scrolling through. They're not about to sit through and watch a full 3-minute music video. They not at the end of the day, but they will watch that quick 15-second clip.
And that, I have another question. Should I shorten my songs?
I'm gonna find that song and I'm gonna get back to you on that one. But
That Kanye song.
I'm gonna get
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Let's review that first again. But all in all, again, we got to be mindful of the future landscape of digital media, and that everybody's gonna have a smartphone device of some type, whether it's a phone, a tablet, or a laptop. So they're gonna be scrolling. There's gonna be some social network, whether it's gonna still be Facebook, Instagram, or something new. Because again, TikTok reinvented social networking, just like Facebook reinvented social networking. So there's going to be something, regardless of what platform exists, something is going to exist. So it's just, again, you being mindful of being able to catch people's attention in a short form capacity, because again, you're gonna have to catch them when they're just scrolling through, kind of like unconsciously. So you catch them with some short form content. Now they tapped in, they go into your profile. They seeing all the other stuff that you got. Oh, now let me go actually go check out, whatever link you got up there. So let's just say it's a link that goes back to your website. Now they on your website. Now once they're on your website, you got some specific actions that you would like them to take, whether it be, again, joining your mailing list, so they can be a part of your audience, as well as selling merch, or sharing more content. Something else. You know what I mean? And so again, so just think about this now. You got 2 songs a month, so let's just say 3 videos. So you putting out 2 songs a month and at least 6 videos. Ideally, like you said, if you want to take the LaRussell approach, which I strongly encourage, come up with one drop a video a day. But again, don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be a skit every time. It could be something as simple as you just giving, like I said, I just wanted to give y'all some positivity today. Yada yada yada. But as long as it's shot on that phone and it's in relation to your project or the song that you got going out, it's money. You good to go.
You and your brother are twins. I just want to say that the way your face be transformed into the homie face is crazy. But bro, everything that you said today, bro, has really resonated with me, and I'm so glad that this is, like you said, on wax.
Mm-hmm.
So years to come, we can
go back
and just continue to hear the truths and continue to calculate our futures. And
next time we talk, we'll talk about the Ryan Leslie strategy.
So you're coming back?
Yeah.
I think we got some here, like we had some years ago. I think it's something here. All right, but again, my name is Sean of God Radio. Sean August. To the left of me on the pulpit, my brother Dane Crawley.
Dane Diesel.
The floor is yours, man. Say whatever you want to say.
I just appreciate you guys for investing the time, energy, and effort, whether you watch live or you watch the playback. But all in all, if I can just leave you with some last words, I should say.
Get the shit right.
Like I said, focus on what's next. Like, focus on what's next. Like, that's really the big picture here. Like, that's how you reinvent a future. It's what's next. So, like, don't get trapped in the tyranny of should. Don't get trapped in the tyranny of should. And most importantly, like I said, focus on what's next, and you'll be golden. What's next?
Oh shit! I should have grabbed the keyboard and acted like I was acting like.
Facts.
Oh, I gotta do that next time. We gotta do that.
But yeah, man, just what's next, ladies and gentlemen. Focus on what's next. Don't get caught up in the blame game, or should, you know what I mean? What's next? Putting that soul.
No, do you want to keep going?
I'm good.
No, I was thinking like we probably should have kept going because.
What's good? It's your boy Jay Bro.
Well, now I know, so I'll have something prepared for next time.
Oh my God, this is so fun.
Yo, it's.
Oh, I got drops.
Yo, it's your girl DJ to the one West B, baby. Look, Water Wars representative, and I'm letting you know right now, we're reporting live right now from God Talk, just like that. Sean, talk to him, man.
I forgot I even had
What's good? It's your boy Jay Brock. Clap it up, LA, and you are now tuned in to God Talk Live.
There it is, baby.
If I would have never seen my nigga Dane today, we would have never experienced that. Hey, I love you. God love you. Dane love you.
I love you.
And there's nothing you could do about it. God Talk Live. We out of here, man. Let me play another Cushy C video. I think I only got option on here. Or actually, let me play my nigga Stoff video. He just dropped this. Shout out to my nigga Stoff, one of the hardest working men. You went to King Drew. Mm-hmm. My son goes to King Drew. I know. That's pretty tight.
Yep. Stoff went to King Drew.
Stoff went to King Drew.
Yep.
Shout out to Stoff.
Golden Eagles.
Golden Eagles. Stoff is definitely one of the hardest working men that I know in show business and in all his other businesses. And he definitely went to Moldova to shoot this video. There's no sign of Moldova in this video. Not in the description, not in the title. When he posted on Instagram, he didn't tag Moldova. He didn't do nothing but have beautiful young models in a beautiful Moldovan bar. I want to see the Moldovan street, Stoff. Shout out to Stoff. If you heard the story, he did explain how this whole video happened on my live stream, one of those, so please check that out. But again, shout out to Stoff Malone, one of my best friends, one of my best brothers, one of the best musicians I know. Shout out Stoff.
Is this it? The Pink Fantasy? Look at this place. Do you feel that? It's like something's in the air. What do you think we'll find on the first floor?
Welcome to the Pink Fantasy.
Can I take you down tonight? You don't have to worry. Oh, say can I take you there tonight? You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. Rafi's for two.
You know that, right, baby?
I pick you up and I love you down, love you down. Said you don't know what's for dessert, but I know right now, I know right now. Said talk to me, how was your weekend?
Tell me all about it,
baby. Watching your lips move got me feeling. I just wanna take a picture, put it in my phone. Dip your body, lace you up and have you dripped in gold.
24 carats.
Tiptoe down my stairwell and let me see what you got underneath that Versace. A short thing, you got my mind just racing.
Going crazy.
Tonight your mind just saying